What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. Now in this video I wanted to talk about a subject that a lot of people are going to have a problem with, and I'm going to say some things that will probably offend a lot of people, okay? Maybe even get some people angry or upset possibly. And all I got to say is, if you're one of these types of people, okay, before you get angry, before you get upset and react on emotion, okay, take a deep breath. Take a step back and really think things through. Okay, really think about what I'm about to tell you. Okay, and really think about what I'm saying. Really take it within yourself and really feel it out. Okay, to feel if what I'm saying is correct or not. Okay, and to feel if it's, morally right. So, I wanted to talk about the cops and military, and I wanted to talk about the negative aspects of the cops and military. Okay, and why the cops and military are ultimately not needed. All right, and I'm going to be going into why that is. All right, but I just wanted to first say that I'm actually a military veteran. Okay, I was in the Navy for 4.5 years. I got out in 2011. I've seen, a lot of different countries. I've been, to something like 25 different countries. I've been to Africa, Europe, South Central America, okay? And I've seen some beautiful places. I've seen a lot of, very interesting places. I've experienced different cultures and stuff like that. And, I can't deny that that was one of the better times of my life because of that. And I always wanted to explore. I always wanted to go to Africa when I was a kid, because of the landscape and because of the jungles and nature and stuff like that. And I finally got to do it. So I'm very, very thankful for that. And that is one of the more positive aspects of the military, okay? You get to see different countries. You get to move around and explore, okay? And you get to see the world, especially if you join the right branch. Okay, and then on top of it, I will say that it does take a certain level of courage to join the military or police force. Okay, it does take a certain level of courage to put yourself on the line, to put your life on the line, get shot at, and be in that situation. Okay, so, you can't help but respect courage where it deserves it. Even if the people who have courage are often selfish people, and they have different problems in other ways, I still at least respect their courage. And many people in the military believe that they're doing the right thing. They're genuinely good people. Their heart is in the right place. They believe that they're fighting for freedom, just like I did, okay? I believed that the war on terrorism was a war that we should fight, and that I should go to, and help out the cause of ending the war on terror and stuff like that. And I bought into it all, okay? A lot of it was because of the mainstream media. A lot of it was because of what I was taught growing up, what I was taught in school and stuff like that, okay? So with all this being said, okay, since I've said the positive aspects of the military and police, okay, now it's time to get into the negative aspects of the military and police. Okay, and unfortunately, the positives do not overlap the negatives. Okay, the negatives overlap the positives. Okay, if you look throughout history, all right, you look at all the wars, the slavery, all the colonization. Okay, the people who actually did it were the police and military, if you really think about it. Okay, yeah, they were following orders, and they were just doing what they were told, okay? But they were actually the ones who did the physical enslaving, all right? So in other words, the rulers of our world, okay, the sick pedophiles who run our world, the evil, twisted people, okay, and secret societies, it's not actually them who are actually doing the physical enslaving, all right? They're getting order followers to do it for them, cops and military, all right? And this is why being an order follower does not make you a good person, a truly good person. Okay, if you're just going to follow orders without question, and if you're just going to push slavery upon the population and push government laws and rules upon the population, and anybody who doesn't abide by those rules gets locked up, okay, even if it's immoral, even if it's not morally justified, you're still going to push these rules upon the population and you're still going to follow orders, that does not make you a good person, a morally good person. It makes you the opposite. Okay? Society has told you that it makes you a good person. You see all these commercials that say support our troops, you know, support the police and military. Okay? You've been told that growing up by your parents, by people around you. It does not make it true. Okay? Just because the majority of people believe something does not make it true and does not make it moral as well. Okay? So, with all this being said, you know, this is exactly why, you know, cops who send people to jail for nonviolent drug offenses, okay, and cops who have been doing this all their career, you know, are probably going to have some of the worst karma brought upon them, okay, when Judgment Day comes, okay, when all is said and done, let's just say. All right, they're probably going to get some of the worst karma imaginable. And, you know, top that off with all the speeding tickets they've handed out. You know, just giving somebody a ticket, you know, for stupid reasons, for going a little bit above the speed limit or going however, you know, above the speed limit they went. You know, they're getting tickets, and now their lives are even worse. On top of their life already being shitty enough, probably, now they have to pay speeding tickets, you know, and give money to the government. And ultimately that money goes to the court system, gets distributed to places, you know, and companies that do immoral things. Okay, same with your tax dollars. That's a whole nother subject to get into, but, you know, the bottom line is, you know, this is actually what truly makes, you know, police and military not the good guys. All right? You know, if we go into slavery in 2030, into Agenda 21, it's going to be because of the police and military who followed orders. Okay? And it really makes me question them and what they're going to do, or what a lot of them are going to do if that time comes. Okay? But this is why being an order follower does not make you a good person. Even if you're a so-called good cop, there's really no such thing. Okay? If you're following orders, if you're pushing government laws and slavery upon populations, okay, that does not make you the good guy. And if you're in the military, okay, fighting the war on terror, you know, if you've been to Iraq, you know, if you've been shot at, if you've been in wars, that does not make you the good guy either. Especially since all these wars, you know, are staged false flag wars created by the rulers of our world. You know, and the evil, twisted scumbags who run our earth. You know, they create all these false flag wars like 9/11, the war on terror. You know, and so if you're taking orders and if you're supporting these wars, you're doing the bidding of these evil, twisted people. That's ultimately what you're doing. Okay, so really the truth is, instead of having cops and military, people need to learn martial arts, and they should have learned martial arts growing up. They should have learned self-discipline, self-defense, okay? And people should own guns as well, all right? This is what our Second Amendment is there for. You know, people should own guns to protect themselves from a tyrannical government, all right? And, you know, instead of people having the attitude of, I know martial arts, I have a gun, anybody fucks with me and breaks into my home, they're going to regret it. Instead of people having that attitude, people, you know, are scared of their own shadow. They're scared of everything. They're in fear of everything. They believe without authority, everything would be chaos. You know, without cops, everything would be chaos. I better call the cops if someone breaks into my home, even though it takes the cops 30, 40 minutes to get there, and you could already be dead. So it's an illusion of safety. We don't really need, you know, cops, military. We just need people with courage, you know, and we need we need people to learn self-defense and martial arts growing up. And it's on them to learn, and it's on them to be ready if a situation ever happens where someone comes and tries to attack them or breaks into their home. And if they're not ready for it, then that's on them. Okay, that's their karma, that's their responsibility. Okay, that's how things truly should be. All right, it's up to you to learn martial arts, learn self-defense. Okay, learn to build your courage. Okay, and if you don't have that, then that's on you. If something happens to you, you brought it upon yourself. Okay? And, you know, the other thing is, like, you know, even if something happens in your life, you know, something dangerous, someone breaks into your home, you know, it should be kind of a rush in a way. You know, it's like, who cares? You know, fuck them. Let them come into my home and break into my home. You know what I'm saying? You know, it'll be a rush. I'll actually have a story to tell, some adventure in my life. You know, but people don't want that. People don't want risks in their life. People, you know, people are cowards, unfortunately. And, you know, that goes for a whole nother video, ultimately. Hey, what's up, doggy? These are some of the neighbors' dogs around here. This is a pretty cool dog here. I don't know its name, but just came to say what's up. But anyways, yeah, as I was saying, you know, this is how people truly should be, you know. They should govern themselves. They don't need a government. They don't need authority. They don't need cops, military, fighting fake staged wars, okay? And like I said, because of these things, the cops and military are actually doing the exact opposite of what, you know, society has told you. And that's, you know, the rulers of our world, as I've always said, they like to invert everything and twist everything on its head and make things the opposite of what they actually are. So police and military, being heroes, are actually anti-heroes, okay? And many of them are psychopaths. That's why many of these police in Canada and stuff like that, you know, are going to protests and, you know, doing the things that they're doing. Because they recruit psychopaths on purpose for the police and military. And, well, for the police at least, mostly for the police. You know, they recruit psychopaths on purpose and people with certain personality types, okay? They don't recruit people who are logical, people who are smart, rational. You know, they recruit people who have cold personalities, lack of emotion. You know, you can tell when you actually look at cops, they have lack of emotion in their face. You know, you can tell just by talking to them many times. You know, like they have like the worst social skills of all time. You know, and like they're socially inept. You know, and these are the types of personalities that they recruit on purpose. So then when a police state happens, they'll be going along with it. All right? So yeah, these are things to keep in mind. Let me see if there's anything else I need to talk about, anything that I didn't talk about or didn't touch on. Well, let me just say that this is why the police and military are ultimately a disgrace. I don't care who gets offended by this. I don't care, you know, I don't care who you are. I don't care how offended you are. It's the truth, nonetheless. Okay, it's a disgrace when you're putting people in jail for nonviolent drug offenses, okay? And this is exactly why cops are going to get the worst karma of all time. That, along with all the speeding tickets they've handed out. Okay, they're not moral people. They've been tricked into believing that it's a moral thing to do, but it's not. More people need to speak up about this. You know, even if you have a family member who's a cop or, you know, who is in the military, it's your responsibility to call them out on it and to tell them that they're wrong. Doesn't matter if they're your dad, grandpa, whoever. People need to speak up and people need to tell the truth about, you know, what order following really is and what government really is, which it's ultimately slavery. So anyways, hopefully you got something out of this video. Stay tuned for more. I'll probably be touching more up on this subject later. And so yeah, stay tuned for more videos. Take it easy.